Welcome back to our UPSC Prelims PYQ series, in which we are decoding Prelims PYQs from 1979 to 2024. It is 45 plus years of PYQs, and it is theme-wise and subject-wise arranged. The same question will appear on the PYQ portal on Educami website, and the class notes will be given. Link is in description below. आपको बता दूं कि हमारे PSP 2025 is still going on. You can check out its features. So let's start with today's topic. Today's topic is scenario before 1720 till 1857 revolt. Now, this is a part 2 of the video. For other parts, you can check out the playlist. Moving to question number 1. Which one of the following statements does correctly define the term drain theory as propounded by दादाभाई नौरोजी? अब ये 1992 का क्वेश्चन है. यूपीएससी फिर से इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस पूछ सकता है. इट इज काइंड ऑफ कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन, तो हमेशा आप ध्यान दीजिएगा. चलिए इसको सॉल्व करते हैं. That the resources of country were being utilized in the interest of Britain. Second, that a part of India's national wealth or total annual product was being exported to Britain, for which India got no material return. Third, that the British industrialists were being given an opportunity to invest in India under the protection of imperial power. Fourth, that the British goods were being imported to the country, making it poorer day by day. Now, if we talk about any theory, theory is kind of giving more articulation to facts. और थ्योरी इज मेकिंग सब्जेक्टिविटी टुवर्ड्स ऑब्जेक्टिविटी. वो थोड़ा बहुत स्पेसिफिसिटी की बात करेगा, सब्जेक्टिविटी की बात नहीं करेगा. अगर हम बात करें स्टेटमेंट नंबर 1 की, दैट द रिसोर्सेज ऑफ द कंट्री वर बीइंग यूटिलाइज्ड इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ ब्रिटेन, इट इज वेरी जेनेरिक. दिस कैनॉट बी द आंसर. सेम वे स्टेटमेंट डी, दैट द ब्रिटिश गुड्स वर बीइंग इंपोर्टेड टू द कंट्री, मेकिंग इट पुअर डे बाय डे. नाउ अगर कुछ टाइप की भी थ्योरी की बात करते हैं, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट सम स्पेसिफिसिटी. द आंसर इज बी, बिकॉज इट इज टॉकिंग मोर स्पेसिफिक टू इट. द पार्ट ऑफ इंडियाज नेशनल वेल्थ और टोटल एनुअल प्रोडक्ट वाज बीइंग एक्सपोर्ट हो रहा था ब्रिटेन में, एंड इंडिया वाज गेटिंग no material return. The answer is B. Moving to next question, which is question number 2. Okay. You can see the solution here. In 1867, please make a note out of it. In 1867, Dadabhai Naoroji put forward the drain of wealth theory. He stated that Britain was completely draining India, and the drain of wealth was a portion of India's wealth and economy that was not available for Indians for the consumption. Next question, question number 2. The Rayatwari settlement was introduced by the British in the 1993 का क्वेश्चन है. कहाँ इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था? कौन से रीजन में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था? Very factual. It was introduced in Madras and Bombay. Madras में इंट्रोड्यूस होता है, everyone knows, and some parts of the Bombay presidencies में भी इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था. The answer is D. It was introduced by Thomas Munro in 1820 based on system administered by Alexander Reed in Baramahal district in Madras and Bombay presidencies. Moving to next question, which is question number 3. Now, before moving to that, you can see take the screenshot of it and check out the PSP components. And these are our achievements in PSP 2024. 45% of the enrolled students qualified for 2024 prelims. 50% question direct hit tha. It helped in boosting accuracy as well as in confidence. Question number 3. The first political organization established in India in 1838 was known as. अभी 1993 का क्वेश्चन है. First political association जो कि इंडिया में फॉर्म हुआ था, जो कि 1938 में फॉर्म हुआ था, it was basically जमींदारी association and it was by Dwarka Nath Tagore. Also relate that first political organization, you know that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, सब कोई डिजायर है ऊपर बढ़ने का, तो जमींदार वर द मेजर पावर्स in 1793. तो उनका कोई पावर बन जा रहे हैं, तब they were in a better situation to make any kind of political group and make certain kind of demands to protect their zamindari rights. Answer is D. In 1838, to protect the interest of landlords or zamindars, the Zamindari Association, which is popularly known as Landholder Society, was established by Dwarka Nath Tagore in Bengal. UPSC can ask it again. Zamindari Society was formed in Madras or Bombay, etc., etc. Moving to next question, which is question number 4. The first Indian ruler who joined the subsidiary alliance was. Subsidiary alliance किसने सबसे पहले ज्वाइन की थी? आंसर इज हैदराबाद. अगर हम देखें subsidiary alliance which was conceptualized and in 1790 implemented well by Lord Wellesley. Let's see the question number 4. The first Indian ruler who joined the subsidiary alliance was. अगर मैं इस क्वेश्चन को देखूं, 4 ऑप्शन है. The subsidiary alliance was well implemented by Lord Wellesley. अगर मैं देखूं इस क्वेश्चन को, अब 4 ऑप्शन है मेरे पास. नवाब ऑफ अवध, निजाम ऑफ हैदराबाद, पेशवा बाजीराव एंड किंग ऑफ तरणकोर. अब अवध में सब्सिडी लाइन्स लगा था बट इट वाज इन 1801. निजाम ऑफ हैदराबाद में लगा था 1798. अब पेशवा बाजीराव की अगर बात करें, मराठास पे लगा था 1802. यू कैन सी इस पे 1798 में हैदराबाद में लगा था निजाम ऑफ हैदराबाद सब्सिडी लाइन्स. बट अ नोट फैक्ट फॉर यू, Travancore में it was in 1895, but that time it was John Shore who was heading as a Governor General, and it was not called as subsidiary alliance. It was called as policy of non-interference. Now that policy of non-interference got modified into subsidiary alliance by Wellesley. The answer here is B, because the term is subsidiary alliance here. Let's see the solution part. The subsidiary alliance system was used by Lord Wellesley to bring the Indian states within the boundary of British political power. Under this doctrine, Nizam of Hyderabad was the feeblest of all rulers and was the first Indian ruler to accept the subsidy lines in 1798. Moving to next question, which is question number 5. The capital of Kingdom of Maharaja Ranjit Singh was Maharaja Ranjit Singh जो पंजाब के रूलर थे उनका कैपिटल था लाहौर and sometime later the religious capital was made as Amritsar. 1994 का क्वेश्चन है. Administrative capital Lahore. Moving to next question, which is question number 6. Okay, before moving into that, you can see our CSAT course by Devendra sir is launching. It is having 50 plus classes, 50 plus worksheet for practices, 10 test, 3 digital booklet. तो आप QR को स्कैन करके आप इनके फीचर एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो. Moving to next question, question number 6. Who among the following was the leader of a number of anti-British revolts in Sambalpur? क्वेश्चन पूछा है 1994 में. बहुत फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन है, बट अगर आपने ट्राइबल रिवोल्ट्स पढ़ रखा है, इट विल बी वेरी इजी फॉर यू. द आंसर इज सुरेंद्र साय. अगर ये पता है आपको, यूपीएससी विल आस्क again in some or the other match the following form. Answer is B, Surendra Sai. And आपको बता दूं, this was a tribal rebellion and it happened in two phases. First 1827 to 1840, then again in 1857 to 62, 1862. तो ये जो था tribal rebellion था, which was against British and it happened in Odisha. Moving to next question, question number 7. The Modi script was employed in the documents. 1995 का question है. Modi script was employed by Marathas and it was related to the revenue and administrative records. Answer is D. Moli script was mainly used in maintaining the revenue and administrative records. उसको आप नोट कर लीजिए. It can ask again. UPSC can ask again. पूछा हुआ है तो it is important. Moving to next question, which is question number 8. Which one of the following pairs is the correctly matched? कौन सा चीज में correctly matched है? तो Battle of Buxar, Mir Jafar versus Clive. Second, Battle of Vandy Bosch, French versus East India Company. Third, Battle of Chilianwala, Dalhousie versus Marathas. Fourth, Battle of Kharda, Nizam versus East India Company. The answer here is Battle of Vandy Bosch, which was between Ayerkut and County Lally, and it was between French and East India Company. And this battle decided the fate of French. It was correctly matched. बाकी गलत है. You can see the solution here. Battle of Vandy Bosch happened in 1760, and the French were finally defeated by English. Battle of Buxar was in 1764, and it was under Monroe, which defeated Mir Qasim, Suja-ud-Dawla, and the Shah Alam II, the combined forces of all three. Moving to next question, which is question number 9. मैच द फॉलोइंग टाइप के क्वेश्चन है. आइए देखते हैं, इसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो फर्स्ट एंग्लो बर्मीज वॉर 1775, then first Anglo-Maratha War, second Anglo-Mysore War. The trick to solve this question is to pick those war which you are comfortable with. उसको पहले करो, उसके बाद try to eliminate. For example, if I talk about second Mysore War, this second Mysore War लगभग 1780s के आसपास हो रहा है, 1780 to 1781. देन उसके बाद ट्रीटी ऑफ मैंगलोर से वो कंक्लूड हुआ था. तो सेकंड मैसूर वॉर आई नो दैट 1780 में है, तो बी इज 4. आई कैन इजीली एलिमिनेट ए एंड बी. दिस इज नॉट द आंसर, दिस इज नॉट द आंसर, बिकॉज बी जो 4 इधर है, तो अपने आप ए 3 हो गया. व्हाट इज ए? 1775 एंड 3 इज फर्स्ट एंग्लो मराठा वॉर, व्हिच इज आल्सो करेक्ट. क्रॉस चेक. नाउ द गेम इज बिटवीन सी एंड डी, ईदर सी और ईदर डी. लेट्स सी. 1824 पे फर्स्ट एंग्लो बर्मीज वॉर हुआ था एंड 1838 में फर्स्ट एंग्लो अफगान वॉर हुआ था. So C is 1 and D is 2. Right? This way you can reach to an answer. Right? The process to reach an answer is like this, through elimination. Moving to next question. Okay, you can see or take the screenshot here. First Anglo-Burmese War, Burmese defeated, and it was Treaty of Yandabo in 1826. First Anglo-Afghan War, Afghan was defeated in 1838. First Anglo-Maratha War, Britishers were defeated, and Treaty of Salbai. And last में Second Anglo-Mysore War, Hyder Ali died in this. He died in cancer, due to cancer, and it was succeeded by Tipu Sultan, Treaty of Mangalore. Moving to next question, which is question number 10. Who among the following Indian rulers established embassies in foreign countries on modern lines? कोई यूपीएससी फिर से पूछ सकता है. तो अगर देखूंगा मैं उस टाइम टीपू सुल्तान was a person who was well established and had a good connections with French rulers, and he was the first one who established foreign embassies or embassies in foreign countries. कहाँ का establish हुआ था? France, Turkey, Egypt on the modern lines. Tipu Sultan established foreign embassies. Moving to next question, which is question number 11. Under the Permanent Settlement 1793, the zamindars are required to issue pattas to the farmers, which were not issued by many of the zamindar. The reason was, now this statement, ये जो चीज है ये भी बहुत लोगों को नहीं पता होता कि जमींदार को भी पट्टा देना पड़ता था. उनको भी बोला गया था कि आप पट्टा दो to farmers. It was not successful. That's why रैयतवारी में the state or the British directly dealt with the रैयत through the pattas. But जमींदार time पे भी जमींदारी सिस्टम में भी पट्टा था। दिस स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू और इट इज काइंड ऑफ अ रेवोल्यूशन फॉर यू, फॉर मेनी ऑफ यू, ठीक है। Zamindars are required to issue pattas to farmers which were not issued. What was the reason? तो जमींदार्स were trusted by farmers? No. पैसे की बात है, जमींदार्स बहुत सारे exploitative भी थे. It was a responsibility of British? No. British was never responsible for any these type of thing. The farmers were not interested in getting pattas? No, ऐसा भी नहीं है. ठीक है, there was no official check upon the जमींदार्स. इस वजह से कोई देख ही नहीं रहा, there was no accountability. इस वजह से Britishers were or the जमींदार्स were not issuing pattas to raias or farmers. With this, let's see the solution part. John Shore planned permanent settlement and was introduced in 1793 by Cornwallis, and zamindars were made the owners and British got a fixed share and पट्टा उनको देने बोला था, नहीं दिया. With this we conclude our video. Stay tuned for other parts. Thank you.